What happens after your first pay-per-view proves very successful? Well, your roster, it goes into turmoil. Yeah. My name is ColmAhern and this is AEW on TEW 2016. Whilst very excited with the outcome of AEW Revolution, which as you can see here, drew 7,806 fans. The feedback has been great, got a lot of praise. Revolution, you know, it did very well. I did get one comment on the last video from Senna Assad. And Senna, you make a lot of good points. Senna said, you're killing the popularity of your entire roster. They are complaining for a reason. If their popularity gets lower, their matches and segments will have worse grades. Also, you really need to read more of the boxes. Crowd management is key to your cards. Love the series though, and great first pay-per-view. Thank you very much, Senna. Now, all excellent points. Yes, I should do that. That's not as fun though. You know, so I'm going to carry on doing what I'm doing, but also maybe taking a little bit of this into account, because before we carry on with the post-revolution of the post-revolution Dynamite of All Elite Wrestling, I'm going to look at my entire roster. And even though if you've been following along, you'll have seen the last episode where I went in and tinkered with pushes and things. Gonna have a look properly at the roster because, for example, with John Moxley and Darby Allin on the last show, Moxley is down as a main eventer, Darby Allin isn't, and I think that is affecting things, and that's why a lot of my roster are unhappy if I go in here to my office, like, you know, Nick Jackson, Frankie Kazarian, Chris Jericho, Pac, like a lot of them have morale issues because I am putting over talent that I see as like an upper mid-carder, or even maybe pushing main event, but the game doesn't see them as that. So I'm going to go into the roster and see, really kind of dig deep into who is main event level and who is mid-card and who is whatever else. So as you can see here, Jericho, Cody, Moxley, and Kenny, and Pac. They're your 5 singles main event wrestlers, with the Young Bucks being the only main event tag team, which I should probably look at. Because I suppose I was initially playing the game thinking that, I don't know, giving someone like a Santana and Ortiz a win over the Young Bucks would propel them up the card as it would in reality. But the game, it needs you to... Where's it gone? Basically needs you to go into push and change it, or at least that's my understanding of it. So they're all the main eventers. If I go into upper mid-carders, you know, there are a bit more, like you have SCU there, for example, Dustin Rhodes. Like there's probably a few little things that I need to tinker with. And Pentagon Jr. Remember that from last episode? Oh, Pentagon Jr. has handed in his notice as he is unhappy with AEW. Yeah, that was heartbreaking. So long, Penta. So Marty Scurll, first of all, I am going to push as a main eventer, because I think I need a couple of more people at the top of the card. And then hopefully those who are at the top of the card won't have as much of an issue with putting over people like Marty Scurll and Walter. Remember that last week? We got Walter on the books. He probably won't be appearing on this episode, but later on, because we need to do a lot of planning, basically, which we'll get to in a bit. It's amazing what you can find when you just click a couple of the buttons that are available to you. For example, here I have 65 active wrestlers, and of my 65 active wrestlers, these are all my faces, and these are all my heels. So straight away there is quite a difference, and that difference needs to be addressed. I need more strong heels. I just need more heels. There are a couple here that I should definitely have a look at changing. Now one is SCU, and they will be turning because I'm kind of mapping out my road to Double or Nothing, which is happening in 3 months' time. But before that, we're going to run a big Dynamite show in about 6 weeks. We're getting used to, getting into the swing of things now. Kind of figuring out how to actually book shows in this game. Although I'm sure people watching who are TEW stalwarts will go, no, you're doing it all wrong. Well, as long as I'm happy, isn't that right? So for the first couple of weeks, SCU are going to be babyfaces as normal. But the idea is that they will lose the tag titles to Private Party and then they'll turn into nasty bastards. So I am going to prepare both Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky to turn. Frankie Kazarian has been set to turn. You can complete the turn by putting him in an appropriate angle during a show or using the turn road agent. That's what I'm going to do. So that's Frankie Kazarian done and Scorpio Sky. It'll give them, I feel like they're lacking something at the minute. So let's do that anyway. First off, before we actually look at some of the storylines that we want to run in to the first big Dynamite. I don't know, can you change, like kind of like the Bash at the Beach thing they did, or the Chris Jericho's Rock and Rage or Wrestling C, the boat thing. Yeah, so a couple of these storylines can just end. Moxley versus Allen, I'm happy with the ended with the handshake, done. I think that's okay. This four-way, I think I'm also going to end because I am going to take Shanna off in a different direction, as well as Britt Baker, whom I may turn heel, although I'm not sure am I being swayed by real world events where she's brilliant as a heel. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to end that. Jurassic Express versus Lucha Brothers. I'm going to continue that on because Jungle Boy is going to... I'm going to have Jungle Boy feud with Rey Fenix. So, because of that, let's change this slightly and go Jungle Boy versus Rey Fenix, because the idea is still, as it says here, get Jungle Boy over, and it's working so far. This storyline involving Riho, Penelope Ford and Nyla Rose is going to end as well, and instead, because Nyla is the new champion, we're going to have Nyla Rose versus Shanna. As I said, I looked at that four-way as an unofficial number one contenders match. Now, the Kong and Scurll versus Cody and Brandy storyline, that's evolved. At the start, there were weddings and other really sports entertainment-y things. That was the idea when it started. But we now have a brand new stable that came in at the end of... It was sort of established at the end of Revolution. So now the storyline is essentially Cody and friends, because it's not necessarily the Elite, although they will be appearing. It's Cody and friends versus, and thank God, I don't have to call them the British Invasion anymore. I mean, it was a name I gave them because I couldn't think of anything else. But instead of the British Invasion, thank you very much again to Senna Assad, who in the comments of the last video recommended this name, Conquest. And I think that's a pretty good name for a group of British wrestlers coming in, because isn't that what they did? Not these specific four men, but the Brits. So I think, yeah, Conquest, good name. Thank you very much, Senna. Angry, cross lads doing nasty stuff. So now the players involved would be Cody leading the charge along with his brother Dustin. I'm going to give him a go because I'm going to come out of this for a second. They're going to creative meeting. Like, he's consistently one of the best talkers in the company. So I'm going to use him a bit more for promos. So you've them, you have... And yes, with the Young Bucks in a supporting role to them. And they will be up against Pac and Marty Scurll in major roles with Tyler Bate and Kip Sabian in supporting roles. And the reason behind that is because I am going to make the younger lads of Conquest be a tag team. And I'm going to have them go up against the Young Bucks in the lead up to my big Dynamite show. Elite versus Conquest Tag Team Edition brackets. Give the young lads the rub. Although to a point, because I don't want Nick Jackson kicking off again. He isn't a fan of doing the job. Also, if you have any suggestions for the Kip Sabian and Tyler Bate tag team, a name, how about the British Invasion? No. Give me something else. Something, I don't know. God, I'm useless at coming up with names for these teams. Now, this four-way match between Hangman, MJF, Spears, and Angelico, that did quite well actually at Revolution. I got a C, which I was pleasantly surprised with. However, I did also on the last show say I wanted to focus on MJF a little bit more, and Adam Page, to be fair. So we're essentially going to take Angelico and Sean Spears out of this storyline. So these are the storylines that I want to focus on for the time being, starting with Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander, which starts, it's a nice competitive edge, but essentially it ends with Britt turning into a bad motherfucker of a dentist. Now this is with the help of another lady that I haven't put into the storyline yet, because I don't want to, in case the game, I don't know, I don't want it to be seen that these are connected yet, although maybe I should. I don't know. But a woman that has been on my books for a while, and I haven't done much with her yet, is Tennille Dashwood. And I want her and Britt to form a little tag team and be like proper nasty heels in that division. But we'll get to that. For the time being anyway, it needs to be nice competitive between these two. The other one, Cody and Friends versus Conquest. I've gone through that already. Hangman Page versus MJF. Jungle Boy versus Rey Fenix. Nyla Rose versus Shanna, which will evolve into, I think Shanna is going to be pulled into this storyline, become partners with Chris Statlander, but this is going to evolve into probably at Double or Nothing, Nyla Rose versus Awesome Kong, because of her match with Brandy at the Dynamite before Revolution, I think it was. And because Awesome Kong in the game really, like, well able to give a couple of more years. Awesome Kong in real life, not so much, sadly. But yeah, I'm going to use Awesome Kong more, because why wouldn't I? Then you have the AEW Championship storyline, which I'm going to run up until, again, we're going to get Jericho and Kenny on free TV in 6 weeks or so. I think there's definitely more in this. Then you've SCU versus Private Party because of Frankie Kazarian's injury. That match didn't get to take place at Revolution, so that can still go on. And then Young Bucks versus the Young Lads in Kip Sabian and Bate, who I could just call the Young Lads. Maybe. I don't know. I'll see. But yeah, so that's where we're going with, at least for the time being. Now, there is a couple in there that I haven't mentioned, such as Jon Moxley and the exceptional Angelico. But what I want to do, at least for a Dynamite or two, is put on some wrestling matches, okay? Because this is how I found that Angelico was actually underutilized in my AEW. Put on a couple of matches and allow the crowd to tell me who to push to an extent. So I'm obviously going to have Jon Moxley on the show, maybe just cutting random promos. Just use your imagination. He's probably saying something about, I'm going to come for the world title eventually. Yeah, wrestling. But until then, I'm just going to have some wrestling matches and allow the talent to tell me who should be pushed to the front. So let's see how that goes. Could be a terrible tactic. I don't know. But I've mentioned Double or Nothing a few times now. And if I go into my schedule here, that is the 4th week of May. So, it's ages away yet. So don't have to worry about this right this second. However, one thing I do want to introduce If I can find it here. Give me a second. I know it's here. I want to introduce a new championship belt, but I don't want to introduce the Intercontinental Championship, the US. I don't want to introduce something that is essentially going, this isn't as important as the Men's World Championship. But I'm going to introduce a title first, an additional one for the men's division. But after that, I may look into, because I've spoken about this loads now, I need to sign more good women. But I'm going to probably after that introduce a tag team belt for women. But before that, I think there's enough very promising young talent on my roster. Like, I don't know, Sammy Guevara, MJF, Jungle Boy, so on and so forth. So what I want to do is introduce a belt that is for young wrestlers. A Young Lions Championship, but not really a Young Lions Championship because these people are accomplished to a certain extent. But if I go into my roster and I can set a maximum age when I'm searching, if I set it to like 25, see how many 25-year-olds I have in my roster. Or under 25. So I have Darby Allin, Isaiah Cassidy, Jungle Boy, Marco Stunt, MJF, Tyler Bate. If I bump it up a little bit to 27, I don't know, Sammy Guevara joins the mix. So that's the idea. A championship that is for the younger talent on the roster. And I think in that way, it will be seen as a mid-card belt to an extent, but at least it gives it somewhat of a gimmick, as it were. And I don't know, the idea came to my head when I was thinking about, I don't know, organizations giving like Rookie of the Year in American sports or like PFA Young Player of the Year, that type of thing. Now, I think like 23 and under is slightly too young because wrestlers go on for longer than like footballers anyway. So I'm not sure what age I want to set it to, but it will be like maybe 25 and under. 30 and under seems that's too much, I think. I think 25s is a nice limit. And also I have MGF, I have Jungle Boy, I have enough people to keep the belt going for like 12 months or so. Tyler Bate as well. So that's the idea. If you have any ideas for names, please do let me know. But I'm going to put it in tentatively. It's not going to be used anyway for a bit. But I'm just going to call it, again, similar to the British Invasion. I can't think of anything right now. So I'm going to call it the Young Lions Championship and just leave it at that. But the idea is it will be up for grabs at Double or Nothing. So we have time. So please, suggestions, just anything. Something that's good. Thanks. Cheers. A couple of emails to read. Jimmy Havoc has chosen to relocate and now resides in Great Lakes, USA. Lovely. I hear it's very nice out there, Jimmy. So I hope you have a very nice time. Sean Spears is complaining. He's unhappy with the push you are giving him. He thinks it should be better. I mean, I doubt it, Sean. Right, this is highlighted because I'm in contract negotiations with Zack Sabre Jr. What? Oh no. Release request from Nick Jackson. Nick Jackson is unhappy and wants to leave. He's requested that he be released from his contract. As it is at his request, you do not have to pay anything to end the contract. Shit. Ah. No. No. Reject offer. Are you sure you wish to refuse the release request? Yes, I am. If you won't accept my release request, then unfortunately you leave me with no other choice. I will sit out the rest of my contract rather than continue to work here. What? Please note that as Nick Jackson is sitting out his contract, he will no longer be available to be used on shows. You will no longer pay him and may release him for free at any point. Shit. Oh no. Oh, the Young Bucks are killing my business. Nick! Oh, that's throwing a spanner in the works. This is really annoying, actually. We've lost Pentagon. Well, first I lost Christopher Daniels, then I lost Pentagon, and now I've lost Nick Jackson. Okay, I need to sort this out. I need to have a look at these morale issues. Irritated at the firing of Christopher Daniels. He left. I wanted to keep him, Frankie. Oh, look. Let me see here. I am going to give everyone a bonus. Surely that'll help everyone. You're offering the entire AEW locker room, except yourself and the owner, a bonus. Yeah. I'll give them... I don't know. That's quite a lot, really, isn't it? Yeah. 1,500 each. Maybe that will help things. Apply. Are you sure you wish to give 1,500 bonuses to the entire locker room? I am. Bonuses have been given. Has that made... Alright, Frankie Kazarian seems alright now. Look at that. Look at that. Money grabbing. Unreal. Yes, your contract offer to Zack Sabre Jr. has been accepted. The agreed terms are shown below. Brilliant. Alright. But that's good. I'm going to bring Zack in as a heel. I've had too many heels now. Jesus. Anyway, I'm going to bring in... Yeah, I'm going to bring Zack in as a heel. He's going to be pushed as an upper mid-carder, along with the majority of Conquest. I feel like he's a natural for that group, which may be a little top-heavy. Well, I suppose is he a main eventer then? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to make Zack a main eventer. Yeah, because along with like Marty and Pac, that makes sense. I'm just working this out in my head. Anyway, Zack Sabre Jr., come on down. Yes. Alright, that's some good news. At last. That's a serious stable of lads, that. Good. I'll add as a team as well. I'm going to make Kip Sabian type unit, individuals, inactive unit. Individuals? Does that matter? Tag teams can be either units or individuals. A unit means that the two wrestlers are strongly identified as being together. They share equally the benefits of winning and the penalties for losses, irrespective of who actually got pinned or submitted. Okay. Individuals means that although they tag together regularly and may have a proper team name, their fortunes are not so closely linked. Whichever wrestler gets the win gets more benefits, partner who didn't, so on and so forth. Okay. Yeah, I think that's alright. So, oh my god, you can auto name that. Okay, that's good. I like that. Let's have Kip Sabian and Tyler Bate. What's the auto name? For fuck's sake. Alright, I got very excited. I thought it was going to give me something. I'm just going to stick it down as the young lads, especially seeing as the young bucks is no more now. Is there any way to get Nick Jackson back? Locker room incidents. Aren't there always before every show? There's been an incident. This has happened loads. Involving Emi Sakura and Riho. And it's going to be that Emi Sakura was mentoring Riho. Has been passing on tips. Yeah, that's not an incident. So as I said, this episode of Dynamite is going to be full of people who haven't been allowed to. I'm the one who hasn't allowed them. But people who haven't had the chance to show off their talents in ring or on the mic or whatever. And also a Conquest heavy show. So I like the idea of starting off the show with this big celebration, because I haven't done anything like this yet. And also it involves Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, who it appears anything they do, well, it goes down well with the crowd. So the idea is Kenny, big celebration with the title. And then Jericho comes in, tries to upset him, but Kenny Omega one-ups him, essentially. And that's all I will have with this storyline. Apart from, I'm basically going to announce... Now, I hope... There's no real way in this game that I've seen to announce a match that's going to be coming, like, ages down the line. Whereas that's what I'm doing here. It's just been signed that the rematch is going to happen on Dynamite in X number of weeks. But these announcements, if they involve Kenny, Jericho, Cody, it always does well. So that's the idea there. And then, because I said I want to focus on a lot of people that I've neglected, essentially, MJF he's going to have a big couple of months here. Going to have him come out, cut a promo, chatting about Angelico and how he's going to beat him. And guess what? Then he's going to beat Angelico. I'm going to have it. The match aims I probably should look into a little bit more. But it's the first match on the card. So in theory, I'm going to have him work the crowd. MJF's going to be the winner. Angelico to lose. And match to end with managerial interference from Wardlow. So, MJF, he just needs a bit of shine. That boy. I spent a lot of the last couple of months focusing on the best friend's best friend in Orange Cassidy. So let's stick him in a match. And it's an easy win for them against Alex Reynolds and John Silver, who I think, what are they down as? I think they're like, I think I set him to opener. Should have anyway. But yeah, in my eyes, it's quite a handy win for the best friends. So in order for Britt Baker to turn into a bad motherfucker of a dentist, I need her first to make friends with the alien. So gonna have him a sort of alliance. And here Penelope Ford has been highlighted, but Leva Bates hasn't. So again, let's showcase some of the talent that I haven't. Sheema's a good one. Let's put Sheema in a match. And I'm going to have Jimmy Havoc go over because I remember the Jimmy Havoc of Progress and that terrific title run and storyline overall. And if you saw his promo on one of the Road 2s recently, I just think there is something there to Jimmy Havoc that AEW haven't tapped into yet. But I'm going to try. I'll give him the opportunity to show me why I should try, I suppose. So, things are going to have to be altered a little bit, because whilst I was booking the show there, I remembered, oh yeah, Nick Jackson is gone. Nick Jackson is gone. So, because of that, let's try. And I think it was ROH, where Nick and Matt Jackson, along with Hangman Page, were the Hung Bucks. So let's do Matt Jackson and Hangman Page as a little tandem. See if that has the same popularity as the Young Bucks. We'll see. So we're going to take Nick Jackson out of this storyline. That's a real shame. And add Hangman Page to the storyline. And also, so hang on, I'm going to have to add him to this. And he is there. Yes, he is. This one, where is it? Young Bucks versus Sabian and Bate. So the long game here is going to have to be, I might as well just call him the Hung Bucks. Why not? Adam Page, add to storyline. He is aligned with Matt Jackson. Adam Page he's already in a storyline with MJF. Jesus! Right, this is being changed to Darby Allin. And I'll deal with that in a bit. I think that works though. Remove Adam Page. Stick Darby Allin on there after his whole respect deal with John Moxley. And there. That works. Yeah, it's wrestling. Calm down. It's just a bit of a laugh. So I'm pretty sure I have a show here. I mean, I have a show. But anyway, there's the Omega Jericho segment at the start. Then hyping up the match, which is happening in a couple of weeks' time. Then MJF promo. MJF beating Angelico. Nyla Rose squash against Melanie Cruz. Then Shanna promo about Nyla, who she is the contender. Then Best Friends versus the Dark Order 2 Best Friends are going to win. It's just showcase, really. Cody's going to come out for a promo. That's the idea. It doesn't say that there. Use your imagination. And then Conquest come out and attack him. And then he's saved by his brother Dustin Rhodes and the much celebrated tag team of Matt Jackson and Hangman Page. Which is good, isn't it? Then hyping up the match, which is going to be main eventing. Chris Statlander and Britt Baker versus the Librarian and Penelope Ford. Then Sheema versus Jimmy Havoc. Moxley promo, just kind of about nothing, but the people like him. Moxley squash. over Michael Nakazawa. And then the Elite and the Brotherhood, that thing against Conquest. And the idea here is the match, so it's storytelling and it's going to end with a double stoppage. And Kip Sabian needs to be protected because I think he's the least accomplished out of the lot. Because it's just going to be a wild brawl. That's what I think in my head. So, fingers crossed. Hopefully the people go for it. Nick Jackson's gone. Anyway, positive thoughts. Yeah. Oh, look at that. What a start. Unreal. Kenny Omega comes down to the ring, which has been set up for a celebration. He shows off his new title for the crowd, enjoying the moment. Chris Jericho comes out, clearly unimpressed. However, when he turns his back, the new champion blindsides him and beats him down. Fantastic. Delighted. Yeah, performance fantastic. Chris Jericho was very underwhelming. God, it could have gotten more. Well, what a way to start. Delighted. And the fact that the match is going to happen B-, right? Don't know why that fell a little flat when the segment was so well received, but there you go. C+ for an MJF promo. That's okay. Alright, and I have a feeling the match will do quite well. Oh well. I was expecting more. In a bout that had decent wrestling but little heat, MJF defeated Angelico in 10 minutes and 50 seconds by pinfall after using a foreign object. The two have good chemistry. The match was poorly placed and the crowd were already hot. Yeah, okay. Didn't need to work the crowd because they were hot from the initial segment. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, D- for this. That's not too bad. Given the title prestige, I think, is at an E+ or something, so that's okay. Nyla Rose in-ring performance of D. Melanie Cruz D-, is it? Yeah. Brandy Rhodes did good work at ringside. For who? Oh. Yeah, okay. I need to delete the Nightmare Collective. Shit. Just pretend that didn't, or maybe it should happen. I don't know. That's weird though. I can't have Brandy Rhodes being back. Yeah, didn't realize the Nightmare Collective was still a thing. Okay. D- for the promo from Shanna. That's okay again. All right. I'm happy enough with that. Need a couple of B's and A's though to prop this show up. D+, Best Friends and Dark Order 2. Subpar wrestling and little heat. That's a shame. Trent C-. I should maybe put Trent into some singles matches. D for the big brawl. I thought that would get more. Cody's being attacked by Tyler Bate by Conquest. Out from the back comes Dustin Rhodes, Matt Jackson and Adam Page. Blah blah blah. Cody and Brandy Rhodes have pretty good chemistry. Adam Page is not suited to his gimmick. Okay. I need to address that because that's come up a couple of times. The announcing quality lifted the segment, blah blah. Cody came across well. Kip Sabian did not come out of this looking good. Shit. Right. Well, I mean, if the segment got a D, then the announcement is, a D. Makes sense, really. A D for the tag team match in a bout that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Chris Statlander and Britt Baker defeated them. So what was good and what was bad? Britt Baker had an in-ring performance of E+, Chris Statlander D, Penelope Ford E+, and Leva Bates D-. Alright then. A couple of good segments, please? Please. D+. Shit. Maybe I shouldn't have gone for such an experimental episode of Dynamite. Shima, an in-ring performance of C-. Maybe I should push Shima more. Jimmy Havoc D-. Okay then. Oh, look at this. Oh, John. You utter delight. Utter delight. Oh, he's very good, isn't he? He's very good. C-, that's fine. It was just a squash match. C- for the main event. It's okay. In a decent match, the Hung Bucks and Cody and Dustin Rhodes drew with Conquest in 14:20 when the referee lost control and stopped the match. Okay. So the main thing I take from all this is Adam Page needs a gimmick change. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, because I will forget it. C+. Worst Dynamite in a while. Shame. The crowd was disappointed in not getting any matches that were aimed as being high spots, car crash, or steal the show. So high spots, car crash, or steal the show. So I will remember to put them in for the next one. Yeah. That's a shame, no. That is a shame. Not really, no. No, I mean, I have to, but I don't. Go on then. Break it to me. Oh, God. Jesus. Let's start at the bottom. Okay, these are old. Seen these. Billy Gunn opinion. Alex Reynolds just doesn't get it. He can probably be cut loose. I mean, he's there as a jobber. He's providing he's enhancement talent, Billy. Like, relax. At the rating got a 1.7. TNT are unhappy with the quality of last night's Dynamite. They're very rarely happy. Dustin Rhodes booking complaint. I'm not happy with how I've been booked recently. I need to get some wins so that I can build some momentum. Okay. Britt Baker, I'm unhappy with how I've been used recently. I need some successes to regain momentum. Fine. Penelope Ford, same thing. Zack Sabre Jr. has signed a non-exclusive contract extension with Rev Pro. Oh, shit, have I lost out then? Okay, I need to have a look. No, I haven't. No, because I have them. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. TNT have cancelled their broadcasting deal for AEW Dynamite due to the ongoing poor quality of the shows. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, what happens now? If you like this video, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. Also, let me know what you think in the comments below. There are 2 other videos off to the side there if you're looking for more to watch. But most importantly, please subscribe and then hit the bell so you'll be notified of all future uploads and live streams and all that type of stuff. Thank you very much for watching. You are a star.